everybody. Welcome to another episode of Arts and Authors Talk. And my name is Kim Ross-Hollingsworth, and I'm the founder of the Arts and Authors Extravaganza and Book Builders Academy, where we provide a platform for authors and artists to showcase and sell their work. And also, I teach new and current authors how to write, publish, and market their book. And with this podcast, I have artists and authors that have graced the stage of the Arts and Authors Extravaganza, and or that I met, along the way. But this is a platform where I can learn a little bit more about the artists and authors. Whereas at the event, I don't get a lot of time to, go around and meet everybody and learn their stories and find out their why and how they have become an artist or an author. So that's what this podcast is for, and it's bi-weekly. Also, before we get into meeting our guests, I just wanted to let everyone know that the Arts and Authors Extravaganza, we're celebrating 11 years. It's going to be August 21st at the DoubleTree in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And I will post information about that at the end of the post. And if you come out and you mention that you are, you heard about the Arts and Authors Extravaganza or the Arts and Authors talk show, you can get in free. So don't worry about it. Bring the family, come on out and join us. But tonight we have a special guest. She's a children's author, and she is a child entertainer as well. And her name is Tabitha Fefee. Welcome, Tabitha. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you so much. And you?
I'm good. I'm
good to be here. I'm so excited.
I know, right?
Yes.
I'm excited too. And I'm excited for everyone to see what you have, up your sleeve, because you have a great talent that I really can't wait for everyone to hear what your talent is. And just to let everyone know, thank you all for joining us. If you have any questions or comments, please post them so that Tabitha and I can answer those questions for you. But I see here we got a few of our friends on here. We have
hey, Linda.
And Linda's going to be on here. She don't talk to me.
We sure appreciate Linda's support.
She a mess, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Tabitha, meanwhile, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am a Christian, a faith-filled, godly woman. That's the first person that I am. Okay, and then I am a wife of 18 years in December. Wow. I am a teacher. Okay, I've been teaching in the industry for about 15 years. And I am just the life of the party. Everybody has told me that I should have been a comedian. I am the one who, if nobody raise their hand to do something, if we at work or somebody needs something done, I'm like, I'll do it. If nobody want it done, I'll do it. I raise my hand, and I'm an outgoing individual, life of the party. That's
yes, you are. So we met through our Go Be Great sisterhood community.
Yes, we did.
And I was so ecstatic about meeting you. When I first saw that very first live that you did with the books and the puppets, which we're going to get into, everybody, I could not stop laughing.
I know, right?
I was like, everybody should hear you tell some stories, because you are a magnificent storyteller.
Thank you so much.
You really are. And when I saw, I was at the mall helping my daughter, and I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, what in the world? But I'm gonna have you recite one of my favorites, and because that was like, so awesome. So I will a little bit later have you recite that. But meanwhile, what inspired you to start writing? And do you only write children's books?
No, I do not. When I was in school, I've always liked to write. I remember I had a writing class, and the teacher would always give us a topic, and she would say, "Go for it, write." So you had 15 minutes to write it, edit it, whatever you had to do, and turn it in. So I'm the kind of writer that it has to come to me. I don't always write things down. Now, I will write things down that come to me, but 9 times out of 10, it'll come to my head first. Like I'll get a topic.
Yes.
I get the topic first, and then I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden you hear me go, oh, I got it. And then I have written 2 books in a day because they just kept coming, and it was flowing. And so I have always liked to write. So when I was in school and I did that writing class, the teacher would be like, okay, Tabitha, you got 5 minutes. You don't have anything on your paper. And so I'm like, whatever the teacher name was, I'm like, give me a minute. It has to come to me. Then all of a sudden you hear me in the classroom, oh, and she like, shh, and I got it. And oh boy, that pen and that pencil is going to work. And all of a sudden I done proofread it, turn it in, and she's like, that's an A.
Wow.
And so I've always liked writing. And then writing was always a way for me to express myself. And so I've always journaled, always wrote poetry, always wrote out my feelings. And so I was a teacher's aide at this school called Elam Christian Services. And I remember I was a one-on-one aide with a special needs girl. And I remember we had a student teacher. Right. And she did the Goldilocks and 3 Bears story. Now the kids,
that's my favorite.
Right. The kids were nonverbal, so they wasn't paying attention. But the staff that was helping the kids, it was maybe 1-to-1 ratio. So it was 8 kids and then 8 staff. We would sit there and look at each other like this. I am so sick. We would be like, I'm so sick of hearing this story. So every time she did a lesson, she reread the story. So I said in the class, I'm gonna write my own story, the Bears' point of view, the way it really happened. Nobody knew I was a writer. They was like, yeah, okay, they ain't pay me no attention. The next day, I came back. I had the story written. It came to me. I asked the teacher, can I read it? They was cracking up. They was like, who wrote that? I'm like, I did. You are not a writer. I'm like, yes, you do. You need to get to know me. I'm a writer. And so once I wrote that fairy tale, Goldilocks and the 3 Bears, my cousin was like, cuz you on to something.
Yes.
You need to continue to do this with the other fairy tales. So that's how the first fairy tale book came. And then other books came. God just kept downloading other books into my spirit. And that's how they all came. But that's how I started out. But the poetry, I had already written those. I had so many poetry written out that it was easy to put a book together.
Yes. Well, I like the fact that you put your special twist on each one of the fairy tales.
Okay, so Linda want to know, am I performing at the Performing Arts?
Tell her why you cannot perform at the Arts and Authors Extravaganza.
Because I live in Chicago.
I thought Linda knew that. Even though we have,
you know what? I can see what the tickets are.
States.
I can look up the ticket prices.
This wasn't her time, Linda.
And you never know.
We may do it next year, though.
We might.
You never know. You never know. But yeah. Oh, she said, oops. But my thing is, okay, so how many books do you have right now?
5.
And tell us the names of those books. And if you have them in front of you, show us.
Yep. Okay, the first one is called Lady Fefee's Children Fairy Tale. This is the fairy tale with all the I've written, let's see how many fairy tales is in here. Goldilocks and the 3 Bears, the Bears' point of view, the 3 Little Pigs and the Big Bad Wolf, Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, Hansel and Gretel, Jack and the Beanstalk, Beauty and the Beast, Humpty Dumpty, and then Queen Xantu. And so that's the first book, one of the books. And then this book is called The Attack Against Fairyville. This book is about a 7-year-old girl who finds out that she's the queen of Fairyville, and everything that she has to go through to maintain her kingdom with her and her parents' help. This book is called God, Why Am I So Different? This is a special needs book. This gives you the insight. God, Why Am I So Different? Give you the insight of what special need people go through. I have been working with special needs kids for about 10 years. And so I learned what they go through nonverbal, what they go through when they have seizures, when they come out of it, how they disoriented, but how they can communicate without communicating.
Right.
Then the fourth book is called The Best Kept Secret in Poetry. So this is, I'm sharing my best kept secrets to y'all.
Oh.
And then this book is called Centric Poetry and Storytelling Emotion. This book is funny, humorous, make you laugh, make you cry, make you pee your pants. So I put my emotions in these books. So these are the 5 books that I have written thus far.
But and so it's only children's books. So
no,
have you ever thought of writing?
These are 2 poetry books.
Oh, okay. So it is the poetry. Okay, yes.
Yeah, this Centric Poetry and Storytelling Emotion is just poetry. And The Best Kept Secret in Poetry, they all just poetry. So
got it.
I've written 2 poetry books and 3 children books.
Wow. Now, I remember you saying that you specifically hand drew each one of your book covers. And why or you said something.
My nephews did it.
But you said you did it. Why did you want to hand draw it? Or why did you
okay, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
This book, Lady Fefee's Children Fairy Tale, I wanted this book to look like a children book.
Yes.
I did not want it to look so professional that it didn't look like a children's book, that it drew you away from you. Like, that's not. And so my books are written, are the illustration are drawn, drawn out as I didn't want it. It's very professional, but I wanted it to look like children drew it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought that was clever because most of us are out here trying to do these elaborate children's book covers and all this kind of stuff. And, and it's not always necessary.
No, it isn't.
Especially when you're dealing with children.
You want to grab their attention. I wanted
to grab their attention.
Cover to grab their attention.
Yes. You see, Linda's a new grandmom. So she
that's right. Congrats.
Books to read to her grandson. And he's so adorable. So Linda, we are going to have the information at the bottom, if it's not there already, to where you can purchase the books. Okay. So I think I put it in the, in the comment section already. Okay. And so with each one of your books, so instead of you just having the books,
right,
you have the puppets. How did you incorporate the puppets along with your books?
Okay, so now not every book has its own puppet, but this puppet specifically is for the this is Queen Xantu.
Oh wow.
This is Queen Xantu. You'll see her whole outfit is written just like the book. She got on pearls and her whole outfit and her face, and she got her headband just like the book. So Queen Xantu, she has her own book. So what made me do that is when I did storytelling, I wanted to, I write my own scripts, puppet show scripts.
Yes.
And so I don't write what's in the book. I write around the book.
Yes.
And so Xantu can say, if you want to know more, well, let her talk. Hi, Xantu. So if you want to know more about my adventures, you need to go to www.ladyfefee.com. You can learn all about my great adventure. Thank you, Xantu. So I wanted to, when I do puppet shows, and so I felt like if I did the puppet shows around the book, then nobody gonna want to buy it.
Right.
And so I create different scripts around Xantu so she can say, well, this is my book. And if you want to know all about my great adventure and the attack against Fairyville, you need to purchase my book. So it's like an attention grabber.
It really is.
I don't have book of puppets for all the books, the children books.
Yes.
I just bring the puppets, you know.
Now I do have you in our latest magazine.
Yes.
So I I will put the information at the bottom of the page, but you described, describe to us some of the characters. If you have them all there, describe.
I don't have them all. I only brought like 3. It's like 8 of them. I only
but
brought
if they
3.
want to know the rest, they can get the magazine.
That's it. So this is one of my funny characters. This is Mr. John Scott.
Now, did you make each one of those?
Huh?
Did you make each one of those?
No, I didn't. I purchased these, but nice. I made one.
Nice.
I made one. She's upstairs. So hi, Mr. Scott. You want to say hi to the people? You're not. Hi, everybody. And you know what? What is going on here? We're on a podcast. People want to hear from you. Kim, do you have my Jell-O? Do anybody got my Jell-O? No? What's going on here? What's going on? I just told you we're on a podcast, Mr. Scott. Say hi to the people. Hello, people. She wanted me to say hi. So I use these puppets because I get so much. My character comes out in these puppets. I have so much fun when I do get on and I'm my girl Candy, Hi, everybody. How's everything going? How's everybody doing today? I live in Dallas, Texas. I flew all the way out here just to say hi. How's everybody tonight? Yeah, what y'all doing today? Well, we're on a podcast. I'm talking to my friend Kim. Hi, Kim. Hey, girl.
Hi.
Well, that's Candy, everybody. Say bye for now. Bye for now.
Bye.
Me and Candy got
I think they're so adorable. And a lot of people used to use puppets before, like in a lot of different things. I don't know where it went.
Where it fell off at.
Like, where did it fall off?
I have no idea. Now, the reason how I got into puppetry, I was on Facebook one time. And one of my friends was like, I'm looking for, he had put out a post. This was maybe five years ago.
Yes.
He was like 5 to 6 years ago. He was like, I'm looking for someone to do storytelling. If you can record yourself reading a book, reach out to me. So I'm like, okay, I have books, children books. So I recorded myself 1 minute, like you said.
Right.
And I'm thinking I'm going to be doing storytelling. He called me and we went to a library, okay? And he handed me a puppet. I didn't know what I was doing. The puppet was everywhere. It was horrible. And I'm like, I didn't know I was going to be doing puppets. So he said the reason how he got in it is because he had kids and he wanted to see puppet shows for kids. Yes. And he didn't see any anywhere. And his wife was like, well, why don't you create them? And so he did. And so him and his partner worked together, but the partner moved out of town. And so you needed me as a backup.
Yes.
So I'm like, if I'm going to do this, I might as well perfect this thing. So I went on YouTube and did Puppetry 101. I learned how to walk on the stage. I learned how to hold the stage, hold the puppet up. I learned how to talk through the puppet, how to make the puppet come to life. And then the next time we did the puppet show, he was amazed. He was like, whoa, you done practice. I'm like, if I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to do it right.
That's right.
And so that's where the puppetry came from. And so I would buy I would join in different puppetry groups and I purchased the different puppets.
Well, what I like about it is, children are more, we're like children. Most of the time, children are visual.
Yes.
I believe, and I don't know if this is true. We got some teachers that's probably on here. It grabs their attention when they can actually see something instead of just
It's
sitting
an
there
attention
listening.
grabber. Yes, it is.
You know, and like most of the teachers, they'll, you know, read a book and then they'll flip the book around and show the kids. That's not doing nothing for these kids.
No.
But when you have an actual puppet that is, you know, that's sounding out the words in the book,
oh my
I
goodness,
think that will grab more of the kids'
girl, it is so funny. I did one day. I woke up. I was getting ready for work, and I don't know what made me do this. It was like 6:30 in the morning. I went live on Facebook, and me and Candy was going at it. We was arguing back and forth. I already have a show with. All right, you got it. Tap the knee. Okay, I need my own podcast. You got it, Linda. Look at her putting stuff in my memory.
That's right.
So Candy got up. Candy started talking, and I would move myself out the way so the people only saw her. And she was like, "Why are we up so early?" I said, "Well, I got to go to work." She said, "Well, where do you work?" And so she had a lot of sass in her voice, and I told her where I worked, and then I said, "Well, you know, I'm a puppeteer," and she was like, "A puppeteer? What is a puppeteer?" And I'm like, "I'm the you're the puppet, I'm the puppeteer. I manipulate you." She said, "Don't nobody manipulate me. I do what I well please." Girl, I had so much fun doing that. And we went in for about 30 minutes. And she was like, "So people pay you for this?" I'm like, "Yeah." She said, "Well, I'm not getting paid and I'm doing all the work." Oh, girl. So I went in with that. I had a ball.
It's so cute to me. I really like the fact that you're using puppets with your books. There's several women or several people out there that write children's books, but when you add the characters to it, you add it's a different twist to it. Now, I know there's some people out there that have like their paraphernalia that goes with books or whatever, but to actually perform with the characters, I think that's taking it to another level.
Well, thank you.
I believe it really is. To me, it's taking it to another level. Now, you see what Linda wrote here. She'll have another Sesame Street. Girl, I see Black-owned amusement park.
I love it. Because Linda don't know I got something like that in the works. So stay tuned.
Go ahead, Linda. Speak it into existence.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. I said she called those things that be not as though they were.
Amen.
Well, she don't know, but I'm already working on that.
That is so neat. Now, I have a question. Let me see. You said here that it was something. It was a question I had at the top of my head, but I can't remember. But the one book that you were just talking about, the one with the Goldilocks.
Yes.
Can you just briefly recite that? How long is that one about?
Oh, girl, this is a
Well, I want you to read my favorite part. The part where
this only 2 pages.
Okay, can you do it for us? Because
the part just says Goldilocks and the Three Bears. The bears' point of view, the way it really happened. Now, Goldilocks wasn't so pure innocence as the storybooks make her out to be, you see. She did not listen to her mother. She did not mind her own business. Now, we bears, we took a walk in the forest to let our porridge cool down, and we never saw this coming. We thought it would be all right to leave our cottage for a while, but came back to find somebody in the house. Now, she violated our cottage. She walked in as if she owned the joint or paid the mortgage, okay? She ate our food, and that made us mad, okay? Made us frown up our noses, put us in a foul mood. Then she had the nerve to eat from every bowl of porridge on the table. Oh, my goodness. Goldilocks could have had a disease of the mouth or something. She should have learned all about germs, okay? That was nasty and low down, and it made us frown up our noses, okay? This whole situation was one big mess, let me tell you. She broke into our house, vandalized the furniture. She had the nerve to sit in our comfortable chairs with her heavy body and broke baby bear's chair. If you could believe that. We could believe that she laid her dirty body in the bed. She didn't even take a shower or a bath or nothing like that. That made us angry and mad. And then she had the nerve to fall asleep. If that didn't take the cake, okay? She spent a lot of time roaming around our house being nosy. She should have minded her own business and stayed out of the cottage. She left our house in one big mess. We had to clean and spray our beds. We also had to disinfect the furniture and wash our sheets and vacuum and mop the floors. What we did was we called the police. Goldilocks went to jail for breaking and entering, vandalism, destruction of property, fleeing the scene of the crime. She was sentenced to 5 to 10 years in jail, y'all. Okay? Goldilocks had a lot of time to reflect and change her ways. And I hope she did. She'll think twice before she walk in anybody else's house again, my friend. I bet she wish she would have listened to her mother and stayed out of the woods, okay? We bears live in the woods for a reason and a season, to get away from you humans. Then y'all have the nerve to blame us when we attack. We just want our privacy and space. You humans need to leave us alone. Leave us alone. That's just the way it really happened, the bear's point of view, y'all. That's the way I saw it, okay? So I put my twist on all those fairy tales.
Yes, I love it. And I want you to do one more. The one with the
wolf.
The 3 pigs. It was 3
yes.
pigs. Yes, that's my, you got to read that one.
Okay, so this one is the 3 little pigs, but this is the big bad wolf version. Okay, once upon a time there was 3 little pigs, and it was time for them to receive their fortune. They went to the woods to start their new home for themselves. They found a great piece of land and they started building their new home. The first house was built out of straw. Second house built out of brick. Third house built out of sticks. All right. The wolf noticed he had 3 new neighbors. He was so excited to meet the 3 little pigs. He made them all some cookies and milk. One day the wolf dropped by the pig's house to welcome them to the neighborhood, of course. Knocked on the door of the first little pig. He said, it's your neighbor, Mr. Gruff. Mr. Gruff, let me in. I want to welcome you to the neighborhood. The pig said, not by the hair on my chin. Now, I was all stuffy and congested, and I did not sound like my nice self. So I don't know what he thought he heard me say. For some strange reason, the pig said, not by the hair on my chin. I'm like, I don't know what that's all about. I'm not sure what he thought he heard me say. Now, remember, I was all stuffy and congested. Did not sound like my nice self. It's your neighbor, Mr. Gruff. I want to welcome you to the neighborhood. Offer some milk and cookies. I tripped over a big pile of sticks, fell into the house. It went to the ground, and he didn't make it, y'all. I was crying. I was so upset, but my stomach started to growl. And suddenly I remembered I was hungry. Okay, what was a wolf to do? I didn't have any money for food, but the meat would have went bad anyway. So the nice neighbor that I am, I did the only thing I could think of. I ate them up, cut them up, ate them up. Boy, I filled up my stomach. I walked over to the second little pig's house because you know I need to exercise after that first one, to tell him the bad news and offer my condolences. That nice neighbor that I am. I made him a cake to lighten the mood and tell him the bad news, right? I knocked on the door of the second pig house made out of straw. I said, little pig, it's your neighbor, Mr. Gruff. Let me come in. I said, I have some cake and some bad news to tell you. The pig said, not by the hair on my chin. I thought to myself, they are truly brothers, okay? I don't know what he thought he heard me say. I walked to the back of the door. I fell into the pile of straw and sneezed. Oh, my God, my allergies was really bad that day. You wouldn't believe what happened. His house fell down and he didn't make it either. I thought, wow, what am I going to do with all this dessert? I got that cake, the cookies, and this milk. And I wanted to share with my friend, the nice neighbor that I am, okay? I'm definitely not going to let this second piece of meat go to waste. So I cut that pig up, put that pork in the freezer for later. I believe somebody is really blessing me today with all this good pork. I thought to myself, I had these cookies, this cake, and this milk for dessert. It's just too much for one person. And I wanted to share with my nice neighbor, my last neighbor. I walked over to the house made out of brick. I heard him crying. And I said, little pig, it's your neighbor, Mr. Gruff. Mr. Gruff, what's wrong? He said, go away. You ate my brother. I said, now that was an accident. I said, okay, little pig, let me come in so we can talk and enjoy all this dessert. He said, not by the hair on my chin. Thought to myself, they are really, truly brothers. But I also didn't sound like my nice self, started all stuffy and congested. So I went to the back of the house, right? I was smelling some chicken noodle soup. Woo, it was cooking. I thought, oh, that's just what I need for my congestion and this cold I have. I thought, oh man, he should be careful. I looked in the window. He was adding some carrots, some celery, some onions, some bell peppers. It was in a boiling pot. Oh, I thought to myself, he should be careful that he don't fall in. The pig slipped, fell into the hot pot. He went head first, y'all. I ran into the house to help my neighbor, but it was too late. So I put the lid on top. And I waited until the soup was finished cooking. I sat down and enjoyed myself a large bowl of pork and noodle soup, chicken noodle soup. I also had my chocolate cake. It was delicious. But see, the word got around about the bad news regarding the three little pigs' death. And the townspeople said that I was the big bad wolf that eat people. That wasn't true. And I wanted to know, where was they getting their information from? Who was spreading these horrible rumors about me? I can't believe this has happened to me. I was just trying to be a good neighbor. Never again. You can't blame a wolf for not wanting a good piece of pork to go to waste. What would you have done? I was framed, y'all. I was framed. That's the wolf's version, the way it really happened, y'all. That's how I saw it. The wolf was framed.
I love the twist. I love the twist. And I like how you put it in your own words. That's what I love about it.
Thank you.
Now you also perform, like, what is your business? Tell us your business and everything.
Okay, my business is Lady Fefee, the talented entertainer. I'm a children entertainer. I do face painting, balloon twisting, puppet shows, storytelling, airbrush tattoos, magic show, clown entertainment. I do a whole lot. So people hire me to come to parties. I done been to so many parties, and right now I'm getting really busy because August is back to school book bag month. And so I've been hired already. I got like 7 events in August that I'm be doing back to school book bag drives. I'm doing face painting, balloon twisting, airbrush tattoos. So I am just an all-around entertainer. I have always loved working with kids, making them happy. And so jumping in this role, it just worked. And so I don't know if you want to know how I got into this.
Yeah, let me know.
Okay, so
let us know.
You got it. Come on in, pork chops.
She ain't right. She talking.
She's talking about the story pork chop.
Yeah, it's oh my gosh. She's talking about that ham that the boiled.
Got you. The pork, the good pork. Okay, so how I got into this? That same friend that I was doing the puppet shows with. He had called me one day. Now, I hadn't seen anybody do face painting. I hadn't seen nobody do balloon twisting. Mm-hmm. He called me and asked me. He told me he had an event. And he called and he was like, could you come and shut down my puppet show stage? He built his own stage. He said he didn't want the kids to hurt themselves if he left it up. And since I worked with him and I know how to assemble and deassemble it, I came. And so I'm watching him. do his balloon twisting. I had never seen anybody twist balloons before. So I'm a visual person. So if I see it, I can do it. And then I do paint and sip parties also. So he doing these balloons, and he doing balloon animals, dogs, he doing cats, he doing swords, he doing butterfly wings, he doing flowers, he doing all this kind of stuff. Well, I'm watching him do this, and when the kids are playing with whatever animal he gave them, they're coming up to me to put them back together. Mm-hmm. And as I'm watching him do it, I just start putting the balloons back together. He said, "How did you learn that?" I said, "I just watched what you did." He said, "Well, you need to go on Amazon, order this kind of balloons, go on YouTube, figure out how to do these 5. And when you can perfect them without looking, I'll send you out on events."
Wow.
And so that's how the Children Entertainer started. Now, I did not think I had an artistic bone in my body. When I was in high school, I was horrible at art. I really was. And so I'm going with him, and I'm seeing all the money he making with this face paint. And I'm like, "Well, teach me that." He's like, "Well, I can't really teach you that. You got to know it."
Right.
But he would get together with me at Starbucks, and he would give me pointers, and I was practicing. And then one day it just all clicked. And I started going to events with him and another girl when I didn't have anything. And I just started watching them. And all of a sudden, me watching them, the light bulb went off, and I have hit the ground running, and I ain't never stopped yet.
I believe it. But you know what? The money is where the kids are.
And that's what I love, making kids happy.
You have to make kids happy. If you can make a kid happy, you can make money.
And if you can make the kid happy, the parent gonna refer other parents to you.
Absolutely.
I done had so many.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I done did so many events. I love it.
Yep. Well, now, if someone wanted to book you, can they go onto your website to book you for these events? Because
there's a spot on my website that say book me. I've had people go on my website, book me for events. I call them, they put their phone number. I call them, they make a payment arrangements, and we set it up. Yes. People goes on my website, and then I put my website because if you order my books on Amazon, what the downfall is that you don't get an autographed copy.
And you don't get your full royalties.
Right. And you don't get an autographed copy.
That's true.
So if you go to my website, you get an autographed copy because I'll be shipping it out, and you get a bookmark.
Nice.
And the price is already included.
You hear that, Linda? You get your bookmark, and you get it, and
you get it autographed. Yes.
That's amazing, though. And I like the fact that you do that. It gives them another incentive to purchase directly from you. And when do you go live? Because you've been going live on Facebook.
I had started doing storytelling on Wednesdays, but I've gotten so busy that I haven't been able to do it. But I did a couple weeks of storytelling with my puppets and Lady Fefee and friends. And so I'll read my books, and then I'll read other people's books, and have the puppets to come alive.
That's awesome.
Doing my storytelling. And so I'm on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the good stuff.
Now, are all those channels listed on your website, or would you like to post them so that people can follow you?
I could do that.
How you know my brain was already ticking? Of course I do, Linda. I know you. But yes. So tell us what you have coming up next.
Okay, so August the 6th, I have a back to school book bag drive that I'm doing. I'm doing 2 hours of face painting and balloon twisting. My twin sister works with me.
Nice.
And so she'll be doing the balloons while I'm doing the face painting. And then on August the 8th, I have a client that his main client is Chicago Public Schools. So I'll be doing a back to school event on August the 8th. Then I have one on the 12th. I have one on the 18th, the 19th, the 20th. And so right before we was doing our sound check, somebody else was calling me. to say, how can me and you collaborate? So God has just really been blessed because I'm gonna be working with a college in September, South Suburban College.
Nice.
I'm gonna be doing I'm teaching people how to become a published book author because I've done it on both spectrums. I published one of my books through a company called Arthur House, and then I self-published all the other four self-published. So I know the ins and outs of both markets.
Yes.
And so I'll be doing that with them, that class, and then I will be doing a balloons for profit, teaching people how to become a balloon artist, teaching people how to do face painting, and doing paint and sip parties. So I love painting because painting is so therapeutic.
It is very.
It is so relaxing when I have paint and sip parties. They are so relaxing. They are fun. And I love sketching in my sketchbook. So what I'm doing is I incorporate everything that I do into one umbrella.
That's right.
One umbrella of fun. My motto is we put the fun back in funtastic.
Okay.
That's my motto.
And that's the reason why I continue to do the Arts and Authors Extravaganza.
And I love it.
Because art and books is very therapeutic.
Yes, it is.
And art to me is everything.
It really is.
And that's why I had to have you on the show. Because
you know what? I appreciate you having me. I've been so excited like a kid in the candy store.
I'm surprised Meredith isn't on here because
she said she
wanted to be a part. She probably is. I can't see everybody. I don't know who all are here because we're on several different platforms. But if you make a comment or have a comment or ask a question or something and I can't see it, we will definitely go back and review everything later and answer your questions for you, because the only ones I can see right now is the Facebook questions and comments. I can't see the YouTube and all that kind of stuff. I can't see any of those, but we will definitely get to your questions and comments.
Right.
Now, do you plan on, Tabitha, writing any more books?
You know what? My thing is eventually, yes. But if the inspiration don't come to me, I don't write.
Yes.
It has to come to me. And then I've been so my brain been so frazzled. 2 years ago, I lost my mother to COVID. And so I just have not been in that mind space of writing just yet. Mm-hmm. Whoever that is, thanks so much. They said they love the puppets. So I just have to get to a place where I can. So I have some things in me.
Right.
I just got to get to a place where I just got to release it and let it out, because it's like once I start writing more, I know more emotions going to come out.
Yes.
And so, yes. So to answer your question, there is more books in the future, but what I really want to focus on is marketing and selling the 5 that I've already had.
Exactly.
Before I put out more, I don't want to just keep putting out more and more books.
Yes.
And I'm not reaching the goal of selling them the way I want.
Very smart.
And so that's why people have asked me, are you going to write any more? I'm like, do you have all 5? No.
Exactly.
And so I'm like, if you don't have all 5, then why you waiting on another one?
And
so they like, no,
answer.
I'm like, so have you read all 5 of the books? No. Okay, then why you want more? And so my thinking is, I don't want to put out more books until I'm able to get the goal that I want with selling them. Because it's easy to write. The hard part is selling them.
Yes.
Getting your name out there.
The
marketing your book.
The hardest.
Promoting yourself.
Yes, it is.
Getting the books out there on different platforms. That's the hard part.
And that's what actually you asked to work with me on.
Exactly. That's how we collaborate.
Yep.
And I called you and was like, Kim, can I be on your podcast? I'm looking for other ways to advertise myself.
You're a writer for the Arts and Authors magazine.
Exactly. And so being able to collaborate with different people, connect, because I've been on your podcast for a couple months.
Yes.
And I've befriended a lot of people on
And
your
that's what it's
platform
all
of
about.
the Arts and Authors talk show just by being a audience member.
That's it.
And so that's what it's all about. You just never know what path you'll connect to and who you'll meet.
Yep.
Somebody said they own a platform for Christian authors. Feel free to connect. I don't know who it is.
I know. Give us your contact information, please.
And I can give you mine. And I am a Christian.
Yes, please.
So it says Facebook user. It don't have a name on it.
Yeah.
I would love to be on your podcast, on your platform. So yes, and that's what this podcast does. So I really appreciate you having me, taking the time to have me, because I think I've been connected with you since March. We set this up.
Oh yeah. Well, I am pretty much booked all the way until October.
You see,
we talked about that already.
Yeah, and so I booked with you in like March.
Yeah, in March. Yeah. Isn't that something?
Isn't that something?
I'm loving it. Listen, Tabitha, I really do have to tell you, I'm not going to speak that, but I was the type of person who did not want to speak. I didn't want to, I'm my events that I host, I would always hire an MC or somebody to host the event.
I can't see that.
Because I didn't want to be in the forefront. I love being in the back. I love orchestrating things and setting them up and all that kind of stuff. But to put myself on the mic, no, I was not trying to do that. And Linda knows this if she's still on here. But by doing this podcast, if you watch the ones from the beginning, I wasn't as comfortable because I just felt, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I just didn't feel comfortable speaking.
I can't tell because you
guys are loosening me up because of the fact that I love your stories. I love the meanings behind why you do what you do.
Thank you so much.
And it fascinates me. And that's one of the main reasons why I love this podcast. It keeps me going.
I love it too. Every Monday, every second Monday, I'm on here like clockwork.
Yes.
I done heard a lot of people podcast interview.
Oh, hi, Angel. Not Facebook user, LOL. She's not on Facebook. But can you put your website below? Because there's several people who would like to get in contact with you to be on your show. You do a great job. This is my first time watching. I got an invite and decided to tune in. Glad I did. Well, I'm glad you did too.
So am I.
We have some interesting people. We have some people that you would want to watch.
That's it.
Let's see. Where am I going? She would not get on the mic. No, I sure wouldn't. But I love the fact that and I don't even know if someone was to ask me why or how I got started. The only thing I can say is I never get a chance to meet you at the event. So
exactly.
And because I'm constantly running around. I don't get a chance to purchase the books because, like we talked about before, one person, even if I wasn't the host, one person could not possibly go around to every single vendor and purchase.
They cannot. And you can't expect.
You just cannot do that.
You can't expect that.
You can't expect it. So I can purchase your books now because of the fact that I get a chance to dig deeper. I know what you're about. I know what your books are about. And it gives us a chance to really get to know you.
Exactly.
So this is a great reason. To me, this is a good reason for having the podcast. My name is Angel.
It's a great reason.
User. Yes, Angel. But do you have your contact information? If you can please put your contact information at the bottom, we'll really appreciate that. So, Tabitha.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I need to ask this really quick. What advice would you give to aspiring authors?
The advice that I would give is that if there's a story in you, get it out. Don't try to edit, just write. Yes. Just write. You'll edit it later. Just get it out. Take at least 2 hours a day. Make it a goal that you just, if it's 30 minutes, but set a goal and stick with it.
That's it.
And who can better market you than you? You're the best market person for yourself than anybody can be.
That's it.
And so if you out there getting your name out there, putting your books on different platforms, doing events like the one that you host, the Artists and Authors Extravaganza, just by getting your name out there with your business cards and doing podcasts like we're doing now, getting your name out there so people can put a face with the book. That's
agree.
it. So I would tell an aspiring author to not give up if that's your passion to become a book author. It's not hard. The hard part is writing. Putting the book together is the easy thing. The hardest part is writing. And if you get writer's block while you're writing, take a minute, take some time away, and then come back. Don't rush it. It'll come to you.
That's some great advice.
Yeah, so that's what I would tell.
A lot of people think writing a book is the hardest thing. Well, really, like you said, the writing part is the hardest.
Writing is the hardest.
That's because people always try to, like you said, they want to correct, write, but they want to correct things. They want to do the grammatical, corrections and all that kind of stuff. That's not your job.
Your job is to write.
Your job is to write the book. The editor's job is to correct your errors.
Exactly.
So when you sit there, you're overthinking it when you're trying to do everything. Stop trying to do everything. Just write.
Exactly. Learn to delegate.
That's it.
And don't stress yourself out. It'll come together.
What? Look, we have a hacker. But anyway, but that was some great advice. Thank you. And I just want everyone to know. Let me get my book here. Do I have it? I'm just going to grab my book real quick because I have to see who's going to come on next. But if you want to,
I'll read insert from one of my poetry books.
Sounds good. I'll be right back.
This book is called Centric Poetry and Storytelling in Motion. This piece is called Who Would Cry for Her? Families are looking for love and attention from her daily, and are wanting unity within the household. People are very selfish because they mistreat each other for personal gain and want control over others. Women are being raped and taken advantage of all the time. There's nothing she could do to help them out. Her soul hurts. Mothers and fathers are hurting their kids because of lack of love for them and each other. People are using their bodies to make money and sell drugs all around the world. Killing is hard to see and hear because her kids are being taken from her daily, and she hurts inside and out. Her soul is bruised from all the hurts and pains of the world. Her children are crying out for her attention and affection. Who will cry for her? Who will cry for her? Who will cry for her? Just listen to the souls of this nation and cry for yourself. That's that piece.
That is awesome.
So that's some poetry that you can get from my two poetry books. Some of the poetry that you can get,
So how did you come up with that piece that you just read?
I told you I get topics for it first. If you ever seen the Antoine Fisher story, I think his piece was called "Who Would Cry for the Little Boy."
Right.
That was the poem he had gave. That's one of my favorite movies. He had gave Denzel Washington a poem for having him over his house for Thanksgiving, and it was called "Who Would Cry for the Little Boy." And so I told you I'll get topic. I'm like, oh, I like that topic, but I don't want "Who Would Cry for the Little Boy." I wrote "Who Would Cry for Her," and then you thinking it's a person, but it's the nation.
Wow.
And so that's what I was saying earlier. I'll get topics first. I'll get titles, and then I'll formulate the story later.
And you know what? That's a little different because most people will come up with the story first, and then they come up with their titles. So I'm impressed.
I come up with the title first. Always have. I'll be sleep.
Mhm.
I was driving home from work one day, and I was like, Bantu. And I was like, no, them like Bantu knots. And then so I said Xantu. I'm like,
Mhm.
and so I talked and typed it in my cell phone so I didn't forget. And I had no idea what I was gonna do with that.
Wow.
And then that's where the story that came about, the attack against Fairyville,
Mhm.
and Queen Xantu. And so I have always been able to get the titles first. And
Wow.
then the story comes later. So I'll write down many titles that I like, and then I'll change them to what works for me. And then here comes the story.
That's awesome.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome. Well, I'm so glad you had a chance to come on, and
I am so excited.
so I can at least learn a little bit more about you. I mean, we're on our morning call every day,
Exactly.
but I don't get this side of you.
Exactly.
And I know some of our sisters may be on here too, listening, but now you know a little bit more about Tabitha Fefee.
That's
If you
it.
didn't know, if you didn't know, but I just appreciate you coming on.
Thank
And
you.
for everyone that's listening, Linda said it was a powerful movie. I just saw that. And
Thank
on this show is bi-weekly, so every other Monday we have someone new come on, and we actually have Desha Herfield that's coming on August 8th, and
you.
she is an author. So I can't wait for you all to hear her story. But I thank you once again for
Oh,
coming on,
you are quite
sharing
welcome.
everything
Thank
with
you so
us,
much. Thank you so much for having me.
and some of my favorite
Stories.
stories, yes, that you had. I mean,
Thank you
when
so
you
much.
put them with the puppets, when people watch your live, because you probably will be back on Wednesdays, but when
Yeah,
you watch the lives and see the puppets along with the stories, it's hilarious. So
you'll love it.
please watch out for Tabitha, and let
Thank
us
you.
know what your Facebook page is. Your
It's
Facebook
just
page.
my name, Arthur Tabitha Fefee, Tabitha Fefee. So you
Awesome.
can find me on Facebook.
Yes.
Then if
So
you want to
watch
follow
her
me on
lives.
TikTok, I'll put all that in there.
But thank you so much. And
You are
once
so
again,
welcome.
my name is Kim Ross-Hollingsworth, and I'm the founder of the Arts and Authors Extravaganza. And I thank you all for listening in. And please remember to go on YouTube, because YouTube is what keeps me going. Go on YouTube, make sure you subscribe so that you can see when the new episodes are coming out. And also, you can watch some of the past episodes that came out, because we had a lot of fabulous people
Yes,
on
we did.
the show.
If
And
you don't mind, can I read an insert from this book?
yeah, go ahead, read it. Go
Okay,
on.
this piece is called Black is Beautiful. Black
Okay.
is beautiful and it stands out like a sore thumb. It's bold and it's not tucked away in a wall of darkness like nasty mold. Black sets the tone for greatness, not hatred, and the world offers damnation and destruction, not greatness. Black is dark and scary. It's a sight to see, and it can be scary to look at night without a light in sight. Black is very noticeable, and it shows off your physique and makes you look slimmer and trimmer.
Mhm.
Black is beauty that comes from within your inner self and increases your wellness from within. Black is beautiful when you're comfortable in your own skin, my friend. So embrace your dark skin and be the king and queen of royalty. So be proud to be a black, dark skinned woman or man of the Most High God, and be true to yourself and say it out loud. I'm black and I'm proud. I'm black and I'm proud. I'm black and I'm proud. That's
And
that
I'm
piece
black and
called
I'm
Black is Beautiful. So
yes,
I've
it is.
read you guys inserts from both of my poetry books. So I
That's
just
right.
don't do children's books. I
Well,
got a
that's
passion for
awesome.
poetry. So I've been to plenty poetry spots reading my poetry, to open mics and things of that nature.
Well, I can't wait to have you at the Arts and Authors so you can
You got it.
recite some of your poetry.
You got it.
But there you have it, everybody. Tabitha Fefee. Please follow her. Please follow her. And
Thank you so
remember,
much.
we'll see you on, actually go to YouTube, subscribe, like, and comment. and we'll be back on August 8th.
All right, I'll see you on August 8th.
Yes, but I thank you all
Kim.
so much. Thank you.
You're
and
welcome.
have a good day.
You too. Good night.